Well, hello again and welcome back to another edition of Shed Talk. Just moving this hen out of the breeding cages, ready to go back into the hen flight. She'd had a little rest in the breeding cage, so split her about 2 weeks ago. You might have seen that in one of the earlier videos. If not, I'll put a link to it across the top of the screen. I've just checked her over. She's had her ivermectin dropped, so anti-mite treatment before she goes back into the main hen flight, as I do with all the birds whenever I'm moving them. And again, I did do a video on how I treat the birds a little while ago, so do go back and have a look at that. As always, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button and please do subscribe. If you do subscribe, don't forget, if you hit the bell, you will get early notifications as well of when I upload the videos. So in this video, what I thought I'd do is just do a very quick update on all of the breeding cages and look at where we've got with some of the youngsters. It was something that somebody asked me to do for the next video, so that's what I will do. Yes, I've just got to move this one now out into the hen cage. Well, as always then, let's start off with cage one. This is a relatively new pair on their first round. You may remember that we've had the cockbird in this cage for quite a while, trying them with the new hen. You probably can't see this, but actually they laid a total of 6 eggs, and of those 6, 2 were full. And look, one were developing really well, so I had real hopes that I'd finally get something off this cockbird. Unfortunately, as the time came for them to hatch, they didn't hatch at all, either of them. Either the 2 that were full didn't hatch. I gave them about 3 or 4 days after their hatch date, opened them up, and both of them were dead in shell, so fully formed chicks but dead in shell. Now, I don't know whether they were having problems getting out of the egg, or whether they had just reached full size, I suppose, and then just died. That I'm not sure about. Do let me know what your thoughts are. I'm wondering whether there's an issue around humidity or something in terms of this particular problem. Again, let me know what you think. I know I have read somewhere or saw somewhere that sometimes the shell becomes too brittle or too hard, sorry, and the chicks just can't get out of it. Anyway, I've letting them go again. I'm hoping that we'll get some more full eggs off of these, and this time we'll have a bit more success. What I might do is mist the nest box once they start laying, just to make sure that there is some humidity in there. I don't have a gauge in the shed. It may be something that I will need to get. So anyway, that's pair one. Oh, sorry, that's cage one. So all the eggs are now out, and I'm just waiting for them to go for a second round. So quickly moving on to cage 2 and cage 4. Both of those 2 cages are empty. I've split those pairs, and as you can probably see from this little clip here, I'm in the process of scrubbing down the cages and the nest boxes. So the cages will get a general scrub and disinfectant. Nest boxes, I will soak them in a iodine solution for 24 hours, and then once they're dry, then I'll re-put the anti-mite powder stuff back into the boxes as well before I hang them back onto the cages. I need to have a look at what pairs I might want to put in either of those 2 cages, but maybe we'll do that in a future video. We're on then to cage 3. This has been my most successful breeding pair so far this season, just in terms of numbers, not necessarily in terms of quality. The quality has been a bit variable. They're on their second round. They've had 3 more youngsters. You can see one of the youngsters is actually out of the nest box and in the chick hive. Um, like the first round, those of you that have been watching previous videos will know the hen is a bit of a feather plucker, so she tends to pluck the chicks when they're in the nest box. So even if the chick like this one has come out, it looks a little bit early, providing the cock and the hen are still feeding it on the cage floor and it's able to get to them to request food, I'm going to leave it out. And it has been doing that, so it has been calling for food, and I've seen both the hen and the cock feed it. The other two are still in the nest box. I'll just have a quick look at those in a second. But yeah, so I will probably let these go one more round, I think. The hen still looks in reasonable condition. Cockbird is still presenting and doing what the cockbird normally does when he's interested in the hen. So yeah, I think I probably will let these go at least one more round. So here are the other two chicks from cage 3. You can see the feather plucking. Just have a look at this light green. Lots of feather plucking. I will show you the first round birds to show that they have mostly recovered from this plucking. So and there's the cinnamon. So they have, as I like to say, they have mostly recovered from the feather plucking. So I'm hoping these two will do the same. I'll just pop these back and let them relax a little bit more. Well, over to cage 5. This is another relatively new pair. They've been in there a little while now. Hen is spending a lot of time in the nest box, so she's cleared most of it out, doing all the normal stuff that the hen does inside there. But at the moment, I'm a little bit concerned because the cockbird and the hen bird don't seem to be showing much interest in each other, and the hen doesn't appear like she's getting ready to lay. So other than sitting in the nest box, she doesn't appear to be doing very much. There are no telltale signs like the big poos in the bottom of the cage to suggest that the hen's getting ready to lay. So I think we might just have to wait and see with this pair. I'll give them probably another week or two just to see whether or not they do finally start to click. Both seem to be in good condition. But just not showing any compatibility at the moment. So that's cage 5. And finally on to cage 6. This pair has had one round. All the eggs were clear and she started laying again. And I don't know if you can see on the nest box. So far laid 3 eggs. And there's now been quite a big gap between egg number 3. Although there was also quite a big gap between egg 2 and egg 3, so I don't know whether she's just one of these hens that has longer than the normal 2 days between eggs. I say a long gap, it's 3 to 4 days rather than the normal 2 days. So first egg was clear, as with the first round. The cockbird's showing quite a lot of interest in the hen, but I've not actually seen the mate as yet, but that's not unusual. Sometimes I'll, not see them mate. They won't mate when I'm in the shed, so it may well be that they're doing outside when I'm not around. But given that the first round was clear and the first egg in this round appears to be clear, I'll keep my fingers crossed, but not entirely hopeful with this. I'll just show you the first of the 3 eggs and I'll candle it to show you what it looks like. So here are the 3 eggs. You can see, you can probably see from the picture that egg number 1, or from the video, that egg number 1, which is this egg here, is that horrible grey colour that shows you that there's nothing living in it. I'll just take it out and I will candle it so you can see. Hoping that's going to come out on the video. Absolutely clear, just the yellow patch no, there should definitely be signs of blood cells and the heart beating by now, but no. So egg number one definitely clear. Okay, I'm just looking at pairing up for my cage 4, and I've got a few birds out, and I'm just beginning to look at them in terms of whether they might make suitable pairings. So I've got 5 birds in total, 2 hens and 3 cock birds that I'm looking at. The 2 hens have both been tried earlier on in the year and didn't actually produce very much, but now look in much better condition. The hen in this cage here is obviously the bird on the right, and as you can see it looks like she's just coming into breeding condition. And then in the other cage I've got 3 birds, 2 cocks and 1 hen. Once again, the hen is a hen that has been previously tried, and she laid previously, but was a bit of an egg eater. She was still a bit young, I think, when I put her in, so it might well. I'm hoping that she might now be. She might well have got over that. I just moved one of the cock birds. So the 2 cock birds are now on the right, and the hen is the opaline yellow face, light blue cinnamon, I think, that's on the left as you look at it. The 2 cock birds, I initially pulled out the opaline, which is sat at the back, and then I thought, do I put 2 opalines together or not? I know there's lots of discussions around that, and there was a recent discussion in Cage and Avian Birds about putting 2 opalines together. My current thinking at the moment is I'm not going to, so I'm going to put the yellow face dominant pied to her and see if that might help. He's actually, in my looking at him now, a slightly better looking bird and looks in better condition anyway than the opaline. So if anything, it's just the fact that he's in better condition. Needs a little bit more behind the eye, but has quite a nice face on him. So that's my current thinking. What I'm going to do now is just, having paired these up visually, is to look at them on the database and see how they do in terms of their relationship to make my final decision. I was originally going to put this this pair down second, so next week, but actually the hen looks in better condition than the other hen, so I'm going to try her first, this hen first, and then give the other one another week in the hen flight before I put her down. That's subject, of course, to me checking them now over in terms of their relationship, which is what I do now. So I've checked these 2 in terms of their relationship. They're not too closely related, and then any offspring is going to be less than 6% in terms of their line breeding or inbreeding relationship, which is fine for me. Anything less than 12 is good as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I think I will try these 2 out and see how they go. And now all I've got to do is just check the others. Well, having checked these 3 birds' relationships in terms of the 2 cocks to the hen, far too closely related. I think actually one of them is the son of her, so and the other one is also quite closely related to her. So I'll have to rethink these. I do like the dominant pies. So I might try and find him a hen at some stage. Maybe he's still quite young, so he's only a 2020 bird, so still got a bit of time. but I need to find another cockbird, so I'll have to have another look in the flight and see what's in condition and what might be a good match for her. But I've got a week to look at that, so perhaps we'll cover that in the next video. Well, that's that first pair down then. It was a shame the others weren't quite so well matched, or were too well matched, I suppose, in terms of their inbreeding percentage. I'll give these two a couple of days just to start to bond and give them a chance to settle in before I attach the nest box to the outside of the cage. As always, I will have the nest box closed for a good week, just to give the hen a chance to have a look. And she normally starts gnawing at the back of the nest box, and that helps, I think, bring her into condition. It also gives the cockbird a chance to fully bond with her, and so that when I do open it up, there's a greater chance that the eggs will be fertile. As always, if you enjoy the video, do subscribe. I did a video just before this one actually, which was a new format. So it was just a in 60 seconds video on cinnamon. Let me have some feedback on what you think about that format and whether you like the short videos. If you haven't seen it, I will put a link to it at the end of this video, so it should come up on the screen any second if it hasn't done already. And as always, please do stay safe and enjoy your birds.